Your memory with why we're here. Donald Trump was on the show. He's saying, what is this? I don't like women. You know, I don't cherish women. I do. I hire them all the time. My company does a great job paying them. And here's what happened in the back and forth. Do you pay the women at the top of your organization the same way you pay the men?
Yes, I do. Absolutely.
Because that's what it comes down to. It's not that everybody's equal. It's that you're equal when you deserve it.
Do you do that? Like I pay, in many cases, I pay the women more. I mean, I have women that get paid a lot of money, and I pay them more.
One campaign suggestion for you, you should show those numbers to people and let them see that women don't only make the same, they make more. All right, so he says, I can do that. I then get a call from you, and you say, I want to come on, I have numbers, and I have a challenge for everybody else in the field. What do you got?
Right. So I was watching you on this show, and obviously they've called Donald Trump everything. The only thing that they don't call him is what he really is, which is really a genius, and he happens to be just a great guy. Instead, they call him all sorts of words, including the word misogynist. And I watched the program, and I decided I was going to take a look for myself, because I really didn't know the answer to it. So I went and I started looking, and I started to pull out various different parts of the company. And in most respects, there are more men than work for the company. I believe it's ballpark, it's 57 to 43. However, there are more female executives at the Trump organization than they are male. And women who are similarly situated in positions of similar to that of their male counterparts are actually paid more.
So you're saying that it's 57, so there are more men, but there are more women in positions that are executive, whatever that means, and that they pay as well or more than the male counterparts.
That's correct.
And you can prove it? Sounds too good to be true.
I can prove it. And I started to just take different sectors of the company. For example, in senior accounting, the male is in the 70,000 range, and the female is slightly greater than that. In the area, even the legal department, where the assistant general counsel makes $25,000 more than her male counterpart.
Now, you said you were surprised by these numbers. When we were discussing this, you said, you know, Mr. Trump was not surprised by this. He knows who he hires. He doesn't care if they're men or women. He just wants them to be well. That's why he always holds up his example that in the 80s had a woman running a construction project. So if these are the numbers, there's proof to back this up, you say?
That's correct.
It gets tricky with you, though, because you're a private organization, so we can't just look at your books.
That's true, but I've always said to you that I would welcome you. You wanted to come in, I'd have you sign an NDA, and you could take a look. But the thing about Mr. Trump is leadership is really about proof of performance. Unlike the others, like Hillary at her Iowa fair said that she's the only one that can really understand women's rights and so on. Donald Trump's been living this for more than 30 years. He's not a gender-based payer. He's a performance-based payer, meaning if you do the job, he doesn't care if your name is Mary or it's Joe. He wants the job done. He wants it done right, and that's about leadership.
And he knew, well, look, the reason we were going back and forth about this is that he was being painted as a misogynist because he said a lot of ugly things about women. Megyn Kelly came after him about it. Poll numbers, 24 women to 21.
About one person.
He says that. And then she said, no, it was a lot of women. I didn't get into the reporting on that.
He's equally harsh to males as well. I mean, he's gender neutral when it comes to punching back.
Right, but you know how it is. When you're going to be a leader, you have to think about your words and what you say and how you say it. Now, what you're doing is you're flipping the dynamic. You're saying it's not just about what you say, it's about what you do. And you're saying that you're coming out with these numbers because you want to issue a challenge to the field.
That's
What's the
right.
challenge?
I would like to see the other candidates, GOP as well as Democrat, as well as Hillary. I'd be curious to see how many males versus females she has in her organization.
Because they'll say, well, we don't. It's different.
No, not true.
Government.
Not true. Your campaign, as far as I'm concerned, as a company. I'm curious as to how many males versus females she has on her staff. I'm curious to see how many of the GOP have males to females in their staff. See, the difference, they're all talk. Donald Trump is a doer. And he doesn't do it because the pollsters tell him to do it. He does it because it's inherent to him. It's right. And he doesn't care, again, if your name is Mary or Joe. He wants performance. He's a performance-based